Have you ever had a work in progress that was just such a problem child? One that needed many iterations or plotting different versions of the same story or editing rounds or things that you figured out a little too late in the process, so now you have to go back and fix it or just change it up. And it felt like you had needed to take a break from it because it has felt like that you've taken 2 steps backwards every single time you try to take 1 forward. No? Just me? Please tell me. Please tell me it's not just me. I have had I have had such a problem child. I tried writing it when I was pretty new to writing and I didn't know that much about it at all. It was my first idea. Multiple books, fantasy, multiple POVs, and complex concepts. And when I'd written the first book, I had a problem with the climax in the sense that it just wasn't climaxing. It was just not working. It wasn't until later that I found out or figured out that I'd only written the first half of the first book. So it makes sense that the climax wasn't climaxing, because it wasn't a climax. It was a midpoint, but I didn't know that at the time. I barely knew what a midpoint was. Did I know what a midpoint? I don't think I knew what a midpoint was. I think I knew some structure that I learned in school, but that's yeah, not enough. And I'm sure that it's not my project's fault, aka my child's fault, if we go by that analogy. Maybe it's because I was trying to figure out the characters in the story by writing, even though I had technically already plotted a little bit. I just didn't know what I was doing. And I was very much a newbie when I tried writing it for the first time. And maybe that makes the problems my fault and not my project's fault all along. All along. This also means that I'm much further along by now. It's been a couple of years, 10, if not more. Yes. I'm better at crafting stories now. Maybe in part thanks to this project. I have worked on it many years now, as I've said. Not only, I have worked on it on and off, and I've written other stories in the meantime. And now that I'm working on it again, or I was working on it again, now that I've dabbled in it again, I feel like I'm finally ready to do it justice. Because I genuinely believe that it's a great story with interesting characters. And I want to be able to do my best on it. I want to do my best. And now, I know you shouldn't have favorites, and especially if we go by the child analogy, but I do feel like that this project is the one that is closest to my heart. Not only on an emotional note, but on a technical level too. I just think, if I can pull it off, that it's going to be a well-crafted book. And I didn't always think that this was the case with this particular project. I am shaking you. I need to stop touching my desk. I've had many hours despairing over it, but I believe it now. I do. And that brings me to my point of this video, that if you also feel like you have this problem child and you're despairing over it, maybe even considering throwing it away, be stubborn. Be stubborn. It is fine to leave it for however long you need and then come back at some point, or scrap 95% of it to make it work, or do whatever else you need to do in order to make it work. Doing those things are okay. I'm sure that most writers have had projects that have seemed like problems, but it's okay to not let go. I had a hard time letting go of this project, and I am so glad I didn't. Now, here's a little caveat, a little side note, a little asterisk. Is that how you say it? If you will. And that sometimes you need to let things go. I'm not saying that this is the solution for everything, but sometimes letting things go are not the solution. In that sense, every project and process is nuanced. In that sense, yes, okay. Okay, in that sense, every project and process is nuanced in that way. Yes. Did I nail it this time? I don't know. But I'll leave you with a question. In your experience, what has helped you in your writing journey? Letting go completely and moving on to new projects and learning that way by doing, or no. Okay. This is great. This is okay. Or I can't. Or leaving things temporarily, but eventually coming back to them as you learn more about the craft and grow. Leave your answers in the comments, because I'd love to know. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you haven't really thought about it. Or maybe you're so early in the process of writing that you don't really know what your process is and you're just trying to figure it out as you go along. I don't know. Oh, my voice. Oh. Anyways, please let me know in the comments and I will see you later. See you later. But yes, I'd love to know. Anyways, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.